Hello, this is Group 15, Team 1. Today we will presenting about an interesting topic. Is the zero food waste. Here is a table of contents. And here are our teams. There are five of us. Trần Minh Anh, Artistic Director. Nguyễn Việt Trung, Production Manager. Nguyễn Tấn Kiệt, Content Supervisor. Phạm Đình Quang, Writer Roles. And Nguyễn Cẩm Vân, Technical Experts. Our slogan in this campaign is Love Food, Not Waste. First, let's talk about the cost.
One of the top contributors to food waste is because of a lack of appropriate planning on the consumer part. Sometimes people buy lots of food without appropriately making plans on when and how the food will be prepared for consumption. Coupled with the contemporary schedule of work and appointment, people therefore tend to change food preparation plans or fail to remember using it on time. As time is out, most people control which leads to the expiry of the foods after which they are thrown as waste. Also, due to lack of appropriate planning, people find themselves having badly prepared foods that just doesn't taste great. It all ends up as waste. Most of the time, food is also wasted because of purchasing or repairing too much. If one purchases or repairs too much food than is needed, then it's obvious the excess food of the place will go to waste. In such scenario, leftover and partially used foods account for the food that go to waste. Alternatively, the partially used food is the time put at the back of the fridge and is never reused. The same applies to excess purchases that end up passing the expiration dates and therefore look, taste, and smell bad. At the end of it all the excess end up as waste food. Another biggest driving factor for food waste is the protocol on food safety. The food safety protocol gives no room for error, industrial processing, or any other compromise that diminishes the quality of the final food product. As such, the confusion and error during industrial processing of foods means that all food items that don't meet the set standard are wasted. Food processing companies have to comply with high food safety regulation and must establish no error margin. In complying with the food safety policy, the company in the sector end up creating waste as any small error means the food will be rejected, even if it's extremely due to imperfection in appearance or shape, overcooking, production failure, packaging defects, child runs, and wrong side and waste are some of the aspects resulting in imperfection and the eventual rejection of the foods.
The first cause of food waste is money zero, financial and technical constraints. This is mainly a challenge contributing to food wastage in developing countries. The wastage takes place because of the constraints to do with a lack of proper management, inadequate finances, and technical difficulties in the lines of harvesting methods, storage and cooling problems in adverse weather conditions, processing, packaging, infrastructure, and marketing systems.
The food produced and then later go to waste is estimated to be equivalent to 3.3 billion tons of greenhouse gas emission, accelerating the impacts of climate change. Research also has it that food waste is the third biggest emitter of greenhouse gases. The reason for this is the consideration for the energy wasted and the primary use of fossil fuels in food production, including processing and cooking, together with transportation to various consumer markets worldwide. What's more, the methane gas produced at landfills by food pronounced as waste further aggravates climate change and global warming. In addition to the environmental impacts, food wastage also results in direct economic costs. According to FAO's report estimates, the economic losses associated with food wastage is about $750 billion per annum.
is the leading cause of food wastage.
Now is the solutions of our
Since
campaign.
the food service operations lack the ability to
Foremost,
quantify
precedent
the
should be
amount of
centered
food
on balancing
consumed
food production
on
with the
average,
demand to reduce
the
the problem
kitchens
of
keep
food
producing
wastage.
amounts
The first thing
thought
is
to
to
be
cut
enough,
back on the
but
use
most
of natural
it
resources
is
in food
actually not
production,
needed.
in hotels,
Besides,
restaurants, and
some
the food
managers
service
believe
industry.
producing
Risk
food
management
in
tools
large
can be
batch
applied. Such tools will work towards
minimize
ensuring
costs,
managers
when
and
in actual
chefs
fact
only produce
it
and cook
results in
food
more
in
waste
accordance with
as
demand
compared
or
to
the
cook
orders
to
made.
order
Producing
preparation
large batches
or
of food
cooking in
has
small
always
batch.
resulted in food wastage. So in
The
trying to
sixth
save food,
cause
labor,
of food
and
waste
money,
is over
hotels
merchandising
and the
and
entire food
over
service
ordering
industry should
in food
work on
store
the
and
production
supermarkets.
of small batches or
The
used to
over
cook or
merchandising
cook
of
to
food
order options.
items and
Second
products
strategy should be
in
placed on
retail
developing
centers.
efficient technology
Wholesale
and
markets
production
and
systems that better
supermarkets
storage,
often
harvesting,
result in food
processing,
wastage.
and
Food
distribution
service
processes. Redistribution can be
operations
the initial
are
strategy for
habitually
supplying
more focused
or
on
distributing
over
more food to
merchandising
where there's a
in
need,
food stores
or
and supermarkets
reducing
by
supply where
using
food
beautiful
is in
and
surplus.
attractive
Harvesting,
displays,
storage, and
thereby
processing should also
boosting
be
the idea
improved
of
by
abundance in
governments and
an
NGOs by
attempt
availing
to promote
subsidies
sales
and
and
training on
customer
better
satisfaction.
production practices,
The
especially
overlooked
on
aspect
developing countries.
of our merchandising is its association with increased food waste. When people buy more than
The
needed,
next solution
the
is
excess will often
consumers
end up
to buy
in
and
tragedy.
prepare food with a plan.
Overordering also
By
leads to
simply
the
making a list with quickly meal in mind, you
expiry
can save
of
money and
foodstuff
time
with a
and eat
limited
healthier
shelf
food.
life.
The
By
21
some,
days
it
more than what
remains
you
unsolved.
expect to use, you will
The
more
seventh cause of
likely
food
to
waste
keep
is
it fresh
consumer
and use
behavior.
21 days.
If a
Make your
customer has
shopping list based on how many
preferences
meals
and
you eat
is
at
highly
home.
influencing
Plan your
consumer
meal for the week
purchasing
before you go
behavior on food
shopping and
items,
buy only the things
particularly
needful to meal.
consumer
Include
behavior on
quantity
focus
on
here
your shopping
is the
list.
tendency of
Nothing